Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to EGL at DreamHack. We are joining you again now. Obviously, we couldn't join you before with the SK Prophecy games. It was taken over by the wonderful commentators of Tommy and Slay, so a big thanks to them. And then I am Bryce, and obviously I am back with Benson. How are you doing, Ben? I'm
fantastic. Just been watching a really, really good game there. And I was mixing it with watching the football as well, will not lie. But SK out. I called it at the start of the event. I said I don't reckon they'll place top 3, and I gave my predictions of Prophecy, Pain, and then Apex. And a few people laughed at me, but hey, that's the way I think it's shaping up to be right now.
Just because of how you look, though. Harsh. I am harsh. You know what? We were watching that game, obviously, as we do love watching a good Call of Duty game. So you know what? Jake went ham in that. Gunji had a hell of a game. Toby, a little bit disappointing. Maybe he just hasn't had the time to play as much, or what's going on. What do you think?
It's hard to say. I mean, as soon as SK got knocked out into the losers bracket yesterday, I said they're not looking like themselves. But then you have to remember, EJL7, the same thing happened first day. They got knocked down into the losers bracket, and they just powered their way all the way through to the grand final, where obviously they played Optic, and unfortunately they couldn't beat them there. But I thought maybe, a part of me thought it would be a similar sort of thing. But then when we saw them earlier on in the day, it just didn't look very strong. It just seemed to be S&D. They were all over the show, and I think that's something that they probably need to work on.
Yeah, it is something they're going to need to work on. I mean, I don't know whether that's just Toby hasn't had as much time to practice or what it is, but it's clearly something they're going to sort out, because you usually do never, ever write out Mac and Toby. They are the backbone of that SK team, and obviously Black brings incredible skills. And Vapes, you know what? Vapes had an incredible game. You know what? The amount of kills he got in that Search and Destroy, brilliant pickup there for SK, and I'm hoping at EGL8 in 3 weeks, home turf, defending European champions at the very least, they're going to bring their A game.
Yeah, so a few people in the stream chat were saying, "Oh, this is going to be the end for them. They're going to split, etc." But in a way, I don't think that isn't how it should be. I mean, I think every team's allowed one bad event, and at the end of the day, it isn't that much of a bad event. But there's no point to
face it. That's a long time coming for Mac and Toby.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a long time before they've had a bad event.
Exactly. So it's a bit harsh to start jumping to conclusions saying, "Oh, well, they need to change the roster up." I don't think that's what they need. I think they just need a little bit more practice before EGL8. Maybe they haven't been playing the game that much. I mean, who knows? They could have got a little bit complacent, but they're definitely a top team, and we can't write them out for EGL8.
Well, it's the first time Mac's been playing back with SK in 2 events, so maybe they're just not as used to each other as they used to be. But you can never tell what's going on in players' social lives, that is, whether their practice is top-notch. We only hear rumours when we're talking to teams and so on and so forth, but I'm sure they're not happy about that. But they still play very well, and coming top 5 is never... top 5 or 6, they've got to play one person for a replacement match. So it's either 5th or 6th they're coming right now. But you know what? Prophecy, coming back out the gates firing, looks like they could go further.
Yeah, absolutely. They had a very sluggish start to the day today, and me and you were both sat there thinking, "Oh my God, what's going on?" They're not playing at all how we expected them to, but then all of a sudden they seem to be picking things up slowly, and I can see them making their way all the way into the grand final later on this evening, if I'm honest. But I mean, the game we've got up next for you guys is going to be Apex versus Pain. This is the winners bracket final, so the winner of this will progress to the grand final of DreamHack Valencia, and obviously all of Spain are going to be rooting for Pain. The likes of Tojo, I mean, oh my God, every time this guy's been on stream, he's pulled some magical stuff out. Legendary as well. Last time these two were on stream was actually the Dome CTF, where they were both on for a 30 bomb, and they were playing out of their skin, but then they're coming up against absolute powerhouses that are Josh, Tommy, Maxi, and Excellence, so it's going to be a close game.
Yeah, you cannot write off this amazing Pain side. They literally surprised a few people. This is going to be their first real test. This is the top team they're coming against from the UK. So we're going to have a yardstick now to just see how good they are in comparison to our scene. So this is the game we've kind of been waiting for. This is the top ranked team in Spain at the moment. Obviously, this is going against Apex with just the sheer quality, like you said, Tommy, Maxi, Excellence, and Josh. They've already taken down Prophecy, who were the favourites. I don't know which way this game's going to swing. This is, like I said, this is a yardstick. We're going to see just how good Pain are compared to Apex.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Josh, I have to give his credit. So far this tournament, he has been on point. He's been making clutch kills. Tommy as well, all to his credit. I mean, the guy has just been playing out of his mind. So you can tell that Apex are definitely up for this. They want to go ahead and take this event and take the prize money away with them. But Pain, they've got a lot to prove. I mean, for quite a while, we've got to remember that the Spanish community have always been sort of downered whenever they've come in saying, "Oh, Pain are the best." Everyone said, "Nah, don't be stupid. Pain can't compare."